So I once saw this on a sticker and it says, creativity kills boredom, and that I certainly agree with. Hello creative designers, welcome back to my channel. Now, in case you have not been watching my vlog, I think you're going to be lost right now, because if you have been updating yourself with my sewing struggles, my sewing progress, and my sewing process, that is on my blog, you will know what this particular video is all about. On this vlogs that I've been talking about, I said I was going to create outfits for myself as a Christmas gift, and I said in the process of creating those outfits I was going to film this and share the process with you guys. I even went fabric shopping, which I shared on my vlog. I got a lot of fabric for this purpose, and I also showed you guys the after look of each of the outfits. When I finished creating them, I show you guys the after look. So now if you've not been watching my vlog, now you're missing out. I was only able to make 4 a reality. I said I was going to create more than 4. I said I was going to make up to 10 or 12, but I was only able to make 4 a reality. And that is what this particular video is all about. So this is the episode 1 on that purpose. So welcome back to my channel, and let's dive into this video. Now, before I go ahead and talk about what we are creating on this video, let me introduce myself. A lot of you will be seeing my face for the first time, and that is not surprising because I hardly do intros on my videos. I just go straight to it. But this particular video, this series is different. That is why I'm bringing an intro to you. So let me know in the comment section what you think about me doing like a 1 minute or 2 minute talk before each and every one of the videos I will upload. Let me know in the comment section if you like this idea. My name is Vivian Okeke. I'm a fashion designer based in Abuja, and Abuja is in Nigeria. Now, this episode is the episode 1 based on that purpose. This is the first outfit I made for myself, and this is a wide leg palazzo. Now, I said I was going to create a lot of outfits. I said I was going to create up to 10, but then I had less time, and I was also working on you guys requested video. Now, in case you don't know, you can request a video on my channel. All you have to do is you have to be subscribed, of course. First of all, you have to be subscribed, and then you go on my Instagram and you follow. Once you're following me, just go ahead and send me your request. I will upload that on the community of the YouTube, and now everybody is going to go ahead and participate and vote, and I pick the 5 or 4 highest likes, and we recreate this together. So that is the whole process for the requested video. That is not why we are here though, just letting you know. The first one is a wide leg palazzo. The second one coming to you is going to be a matching shirt dress, but that's going to be like episode 2. So just stick around, stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe like I said. And you guys, on this particular 4 videos to come, please help me out, support me, and engage on these videos. When I mean engage, I want you to help me like, help me share, help me comment, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Please, if you have not been doing that, on other of my videos, you just come, you watch, you don't like, you don't share, you don't comment, you don't even subscribe. Please, this particular video is different. Now the next 4 videos to come to you, please, they are going to be different, so just go ahead and engage on those videos. And now, without me talking too much or wasting any much of your time, let's go into this video. So guys, we're going to go ahead and draft out the front pattern, and to do this I have my pattern paper here, and as you can see, I marked 1 inch in already, and I indicated that with the straight line. Now I'm just going to show you guys the width after the 1 inch. So the 1 inch is the allowance I just need in case I need my palazzo, the base of my palazzo, to be wider. Now the width of my pattern paper, how I got this, I divided my round lap by 2. My round lap is 27. I divided it by 2. I got 13.5. Now I plus 3.5 inches to 13.5, and I got 17 inches. That is why the width of my pattern paper is 17 inches. Now the first point on my pattern is my waist point, and most people like to go down by 1 inch before they mark their waist point, but I just go ahead and make the first point my waist point. And from the waist point, I'll go down by 10 inches, and that is my hip point. So I'm just going down from the waist point, I'm going down to mark my hip point. So the first thing you need on your pattern is your waist, and once you mark your waist, you go ahead and take your hip point. You want to have a horizontal line so that you can mark your round measurement on that line. So this is my hip point. Now the next point I'm going to be taking is my crotch point. Now to get your crotch point, go ahead and place the tape from your front waistline and pass this between your legs to your back waistline. And now whatever number you get, divide that number by 2 and then minus 2 from that. So I got 26 divided by 2 gives you 13, minus 2 inches for band, I got 11, and then 11 is just 1 inch below my hip point, so I'm just marking 1 inch below my hip point. And I'm just going to make sure I get an horizontal line so I can be able to mark my round measurement. So this is the crotch point. Beginners, hope you're following me step by step. Please make sure you're doing this just step by step. Now my pattern paper is going to be acting as the full length, but then the full length I'll be using actually on my fabric is 44 inches. That is how long I want my palazzo to be. So go ahead and determine how long you want your palazzo to be. I want mine to be 44 inches. Now back to the waist point, I'm going to mark 1.5 inch in for my shaping. Now make sure you're marking this after the 1 inch allowance we took. So after the 1 inch, you go ahead and mark 1.5 inch in. This is on your waistline, so you can get your shaping. And once you're done doing that, you connect this to the hip line like this, and we're done with this part. And now back to the waist, I'll go ahead and divide my round waist by 4, and then I'll mark this on my waistline. And then I'll be adding half an inch as my allowance. So determine how much allowance you need on your palazzo. So just go ahead and do that. Add the allowance you need. And then now moving on to my hip, I'm going to divide my round hip by 4, and then I'll mark this on my hip point. So whatever you're dividing, make sure you're marking it on the point where it is supposed to sit. Divide your waist by 4, you mark on your waist. Divide your hip, you mark on your hip. And then on my hip, I'll be adding 1 inch allowance. That is how much allowance I want on my hip. Now moving on my crotch point, I'll be dividing my round lap by 2. And you guys already know my round lap is 27, divided by 2 gives you 13.5. So that is what I'm marking. And I always add 2 inches allowance on my crotch. So after marking my round lap divided by 2, I go ahead and add 2 inches allowance to that. And that is how I always draft out my trousers. The measurement I marked on the hip, I'll connect that to the waist like this. Now I'll be using a curve ruler to connect my hip to the crotch. If you don't have a curve ruler, you can use the dot method. You just make dots, but in a curve way. Make sure the dot connects from your hip to your crotch. So you can actually do this with your free hand. And now to get the middle point of this palazzo, I'm going to place my tape on the crotch and find out what I have there. And I got 15 quarter inch. I'm going to divide that number by 2 like this. I just folded the tape into 2. So I got 7.5 inches and a point. I'm going to go ahead and mark that on the base of the trouser. That's on the length. And make sure you're marking this after the 1 inch allowance. Remember that 1 inch has nothing to do with our measurements. It's just an allowance we left in case we need it. So now on the base, I'm going to determine how wide I want my palazzo to be. And then once I found that I wanted it to be 15 inches wide, I went ahead to divide the 15 inches by 2, and I got 7.5. Now I'm going to mark 7.5 inches from the middle point. I'll mark that to the left and then to the right. So it's like from the middle point, I'm just going forward and backward, or I'm going side by side from the middle point. And when you place your tape to calculate those points together, you get 15 inches. So I'm marking 7.5 and a point here. And then from the other side, I'll mark 7.5 and a point. And now since my the line I have here at this side is already connected, I'll just go ahead and connect this other side to the crotch point. And I have my long ruler for this. So at this point the camera was shaking, but then I was like, hey, hold it and pause. And now I have my line connected. I realized I didn't do that well properly, so I'll go in again with my ruler to get a clean straight line. And you guys, this is the front pattern. Now I hope everybody followed me and everybody got this exact result. Please let me know in the comment section if you're following and if you're understanding what I'm doing. This is my Christmas outfit. This is my Christmas palazzo. So if you're trying to remake it, I want yours to come out really, really perfect, because it is the outfit I made for my celebration. So I made it with love. So yeah, now I'm just going ahead to cut out the part I don't need of this pattern. I'm cutting it out so you guys can see my front pattern properly and clearly. Beginners, if you're watching this video for the first time, just go ahead and comment and let us know what's up, like if you're understanding every point and every steps that I've been explaining. So guys, on the front pattern I'll be creating my pockets, and this is how I always do this. On the waist point, I'll go in by 1 inch. From this side I'll go in by 1 inch, and then I'll go down by 6.5. Still on the side I marked the 1 inch. I'm going down this time around by 6.5 inches. Now I'm just going to use my curve ruler to connect these points together. And you guys, that is how you create your pocket. It's very easy. I'm actually trying to level this out, so in case you did not hear what I said, you just know that this is 1 inch and this is 6.5. So I'm just going to use my curve ruler and connect these points together. If you don't necessarily need a curve ruler, like I said, you can do this with a dot method. You can do this with your free hand. Now I'm going to be using one pattern to cut out the front and the back piece. You know why? Because the back piece, all you have to do is add 1.5 inch on all points. That's when you use your front pattern, you just add 1.5 inch on all points and you are good. So I'm just placing my pattern, my front pattern on the fabric. I've already folded this fabric into 2, and I'm just pinning my pattern to the fabric. Now since this is the back piece, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and add 1.5 inch on all points. And when I mean all points, from the waist to the hip to the crotch to every point, just go ahead and add 1.5 inch, and that is how you do your back piece. Simple, period. When creating the trouser, the main point, where you have the struggles, is creating the front pattern. Once you have your front pattern ready, guys, making your back pattern is really easy. Just add 1.5 inch on all points. I don't want to stress it. I just want you guys to understand that it's really easy. So I'll make sure that the crotch point on the back pattern and the front pattern sits together. So I'm just going to rule a line. So yeah, so it sits together, and then I'll connect this like this. And I'll continue marking my 1.5 on other points, so I can go ahead and cut this out. I'll go ahead and keep marking my 1.5 inch. You guys, this is why I did not mark on the fabric. That's why I didn't draft on the fabric. You can see that the chalk is not even visible. That is why I like to use my pattern. So in case anybody is watching, you don't necessarily need a pattern. Just go ahead and fold the fabric into 2 and follow. Make sure you just follow my steps. Make sure you follow carefully, and yeah, you're good to go. Now this is my back piece, and it is splitted into 2, you know that, and I'm just going to take this away so I can go ahead and cut my front piece. Now me cutting the front piece is the same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and place my pattern on a folded fabric, and then I'll just cut this out. But on the front piece I won't be adding any allowance because I already did that on the pattern, so I don't need to add any allowance. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this directly, and this is the front piece. These are fabrics for the pockets, and I have them folded into two, as you can see, folded into two and ironed, and the length of these fabrics are 13 inches. That is how long my pocket will be. And the width is 8 inches. So this is 8 inches, the second one is 8 inches, the same length, the same width. And now marking on my pocket on the open edge of the fabric, where you have the open edge on the pocket fabric, I'm just going to go in by 1.5 inch, and then I'll go down by 6.5 inches. The same thing I did on the front pattern. That's the pattern, the main piece pattern, the front pattern. That is what I'm doing here on the fabric. I'm just marking in 1.5 inches and then 6.5 inches down, and then I'll connect with a curve. Remember, we did that on the front pattern. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect this with a curve. Let me turn this. So I'm just connecting the 1.5 to the 6.5. And now I'll go ahead and cut this. But before I cut it, I have to open this up. Make sure you open your pockets up. You don't want to cut on both sides. Open it up and cut on one side. And now I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other fabric of the pocket. But this time around, I'll make sure I place both fabric wrong side facing wrong side. Make sure you place them like that. And then I'll just go ahead and trace out the part I just cut on the other pockets. And you guys, this is what you have. This is what I have. I have 2 piece same pockets, but for different side of the trouser piece. Now this is the front piece of the trouser. I just brought it to drop the waist down by 1 inch. I always do this on my trousers, and I advise you do this too. I'm just going to drop the waist by 1 inch, and then I'll go in by 3.5 inches. I'll connect both points together, the 3.5 and the 1 inch, and then I'll cut it out. Make sure you're doing this on the 2 piece of the front piece. And I'm just going to place the pocket fabric on this front piece. I'm just going to go ahead and place it up. Make sure you open this up. Open this up and place the pocket right side facing right side like this. Open it up. Place it right side facing right side. And then go ahead and pin this down before you trace out the parts we cut on the pocket. Remember we did one. Remember we cut out the 1.5 on the pockets. So just go ahead and duplicate that on the front piece. And then make sure you do this on the other part of the trouser to the other piece and sew this point in. Sew by 1/4 inch. And you guys, this is my result. I already sewed this by 1/4 inch. Here you have it. What I'll do is go in with my iron to make sure it lays flat. So I'm just making sure it lays flat. And then I'm going to use my hemming gum to hold the pockets to the trouser piece. So if you don't have hemming gum, you can go ahead and sew this. You can go ahead and top stitch the pockets to the front piece. But I don't like to see stitches on my pocket, so that is why I'm using hemming gum. After holding down the pocket fabric to the front piece, this is what I have. And now to finish up my pocket, I'm just going to go ahead and sew in the pocket base. So I'll turn this. Let me show you guys what I need to go sew in. And this is the pocket base. I'm just going to go ahead and sew the base. I'll sew this in by 1/2 inch. Make sure you do that. Sew this in by 1/2 inch, and then on the top of the pocket and the front piece, sew that in to put the pocket in place, to hold it in place. So you sew that part into. Now you guys, this is what I have. Now I'm just going to bring my back piece and place on the front piece and go sew. Now sew by, on that side I'll be sewing by 1 inch, and on this side, on the crotch side, I'll be sewing this in by 1/2 inch. And make sure you repeat the same thing on the other piece of the leg. And you guys, here you have it. This is what I have. I have my 2 leg piece ready, and to close this off totally, I'm going to sew on the crotch. From the crotch part, I'm going to make sure the 2 crotch sits together, and I'm going to sew this all round. Now moving on to the band, I have my fabric for band here, and how long it is my round waist plus 5 inches, and the width I have here is 5 inches. So I have 5 inches wide of fabric, and what I want to do now is I'm going to fold the top and the base by 1/2 inch, and then I'll iron this down. So I'm just going to iron the base of the band like this by 1/2 inch, and I'll be doing the same thing on the top like this, on the top of the fabric too. I'll iron in by 1/2 inch. So when I fold this into 2, I just get 2 inches worth of band. So fold into 2 like this. You can see how beautiful and clean it looks. So when I fold it in like this, I have 2 inches wide. So now I need to attach my band to my trouser piece. I'm just going to go ahead and loosen the back. So I'm just going to loosen the back to the point where I want my zip to sit. You guys, I always like to use the excess at the back to attach my zip. So that's why I hardly create zip allowance. So if you're not comfortable with doing this, I'll advise you to leave extra 1 inch on your back piece for your zip. You just mark out where you want your zip to sit and you leave 1 inch. So now I'm just going to go ahead and attach the band to the trouser piece, and you guys, this is what I have. As you can see, my pocket is sitting pretty, my band is also sitting pretty, and all I have to do right now is to attach my zip. And you guys, I am done with this project. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach my zip to this, and while I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and hem the base of the trouser. And there you have it. This is the first thing I created for myself for the Christmas celebration. And you guys, this is all I have for you today. This is what I created for myself. This is the first thing I created for myself as a Christmas celebration outfit. And you guys, you already know the shirt dress is coming as the episode 2, so stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. And yeah, please let me see the like. Go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and engage on the video, comments. And if you're learning from it, please let us know in the comment section. You guys, I really love you so much. I appreciate you guys watching my video, and I hope you guys had a wonderful celebration. Happy New Year to each and every one of you watching my video. I really love you guys. So I will see you on the next episode. That's the episode 2. Stay blessed. Love and light to you always. Bye.